So Tuesday, October 13th, I will tell you the energy is very, very complicated. Again, if we are talking about the roller coaster, we are now at the bottom of the roller coaster and it's getting complicated. We are chugging along. We are trying to get up the next hill to gain a different perspective. Now, the moon will be in Virgo, and this is going to be conjunct Venus. They're going to be sitting right, very, very close, right next to each other in the sky. So the emotions, our subconscious, our intuition is going to be definitely heightened. We're going to be over-analyzing our thoughts and our feelings and the intuitive subtle energies that we're getting as well, because the moon in Virgo wants to pick things apart. It wants to be so critical and so judgmental of everything and all information that it's bringing in. We want to pick things apart and have a good understanding of everything that is in play. But the problem is that being conjunct with Venus, Venus is very focused on our relationships, very focused on what it is we love, who it is we love, finding joy, finding pleasure, finding self-worth within ourselves. And so this particular energy does have the potential to really get us in a nitpicky, overly judgmental, self-criticizing mood. We want to try and tap into the pros of this energy, which is having that analytical mindset to really pick through our emotions, to pick through our subconscious, to pick through our intuition, and see what it is that the universe is trying to tell us. Now, that isn't just the first complicated element of the day. Mercury is going retrograde in Scorpio. Okay, so we've been talking about this. Mercury stationed and started to slow down in its shadow period, preparing to go retrograde. So typically speaking, like we kind of discuss every time Mercury goes retrograde, this is a confusing time. Our mental planes literally go to sleep. We're not thinking clearly. We don't process information the same. We see technological breakdowns. We see mechanical breakdowns. We see communication breakdowns. And because this is happening in Scorpio, we're about to revisit a lot of topics and themes, especially where repressed memories, repressed feelings are concerned, because that Scorpio energy is a water sign. It does represent our emotions, but it does kind of stand very comfortably in the shadow parts of ourself. So Mercury going retrograde in Scorpio is going to take us back to revisit, reprocess, revisit, and revise, re-edit all kinds of emotions, all kinds of memories, all kinds of tough situations psychologically that we didn't deal with the first time around. Now that sounds a little bit dark, but there are some pros, of course, to this energy, which means that we might be revisiting some of our old desires that got pushed to the side for whatever reason. We do really want to tap into that energy that Scorpio really does embody, which is powerhouse energy. What do I want? What do I desire? How am I going to get it? And most of the time, we do have to put on our armor in order to be the spiritual warrior that we need to be to fight through the darkness, through the obstacles, through the challenges, in order to actually get what it is that we want. Now, I say that this energy is complicated because Mercury actually rules over Virgo. And as we just discussed, the moon is in Virgo, Venus is in Virgo, and now Mercury, the ruler of this particular energy, is going to sleep. It's going retrograde. It's almost like Mercury gets drugged and is in an altered state. And that, especially in that Scorpio energy, is going to highlight for us some really beautiful moments of clarity where our intuition is concerned, where our psyche is concerned. We have huge potential to heal some of the psychological wounds that we have A, been repressing, B, avoiding, and C, just not even aware of in some cases. So all of this is really going to come to a head, and we are going to have a couple of weeks with Mercury in a retrograde for us to kind of go back, revisit, revise, and allow some things to resurface. I say all the re-words because we are in a retrograde. So any of those re-words, especially rest, relaxation, rejuvenation, those are all retrograde themes. So we definitely have to tap into that. The day is not done. The sun in Libra is opposite Mars in Aries. Now, we talked about Mars. Mars has been a fighting force since it moved into its place of power in Aries. Mars is retrograde. This is the actual marker of Mars's retrograde midpoint, thankfully. Now, things slow down with Mars in a retrograde. We're not able to kind of, charge forward in the way that we would like. We are stalled, we are blocked, we are restrained in a lot of ways. This leads to impulse behavior, out of frustration, out of anger. Accidents can happen because we're careless at this point. We are really just trying to refocus on what it is we actually want, what it is we actually desire. We kind of lose focus of that. And even if we do know what we want, suddenly we don't know how to get it. So we have to figure out a plan. And this is making us just build up more tension and more energy than we can actually handle in our bodies. And that's why I constantly am reminding people to engage your physical body in exercise, in a project, use action in order to get that energy out. It is a high tension point. Again, we are trucking along. We're trying to get up to that next peak of the roller coaster where a new perspective is going to form itself on the horizon, but we're not there yet. The chains of the roller coaster are skipping. We're falling back. We're really struggling to get up to the top, and tensions are building. So we want to be very cautiously aware of our focus, of our attention on Tuesday, so that we're not putting ourselves in dangerous situations where careless accidents can take place.